What's up everybody, welcome to another video from Laser. Now today we're having a look at our 2-in-1 multimedia projector with built-in DVD player. So this is a great little portable projector which you can use for road trips or conferences, anywhere where you might need to quickly put up a screen. Okay, so on the back here we've got our product code, which is very handy if you contacting us for support. Okay, and you've got the contents here and some basic specs. Okay, so I've got everything laid out here, so let's have a look at what's included. We've got the manual, we've got the remote, and the power adapter, and the unit itself. Okay, so just having a quick look at the unit. Your DVD goes in there at the top, and around the side you've got a few ports. So you've got your headphone jack, AV port, micro SD card, 2 HDMI inputs, a USB input, and the power. Okay, and around the back you've got the keystone, which I'll explain a little bit later what that does. And you've also got a VGA connection and IR receiver, so if you're using the remote you will need to try and point it at the back there or at the front. Okay, so you've got 2 IR receivers, so not on the side, but with remotes they're usually pretty versatile, so anywhere in the just basic direction of the device should be fine. Now on the front you've got a lens cap. Okay, so make sure you take that off, and the actual lens itself, which is on a screw or a turning, so this is what you will use to focus the picture depending on how near or far away you are from the actual screen or the wall. Okay, so that's pretty much it. I'll give you a couple of specs of the device. So the maximum brightness of the bulb that's inside here is about 2800 lumens. The native resolution of the device is 800 times 480, but it will upscale to 1080p. Okay, and the USB sticks or micro SD cards that it supports is up to 32 gig, and the file system must be FAT32 or exFAT. Okay, the supported video formats are AVI, MP4, and the files for picture formats are PNG, JPEG, and BMP, and you can of course support MP3. So these are basically the files that you would copy onto a USB stick, so just keep in mind those file types when you're using the device to play files off a USB. Okay, so that's pretty much it. I might go ahead and switch to actually plugging in the unit and setting it up, first time setup, and then we can have a look at the actual screen and what the picture looks like up on a wall or a screen. Okay, so here we are at the screen with the projector set up and running. So I'm just going to go over a couple more hardware features on the actual projector itself. Okay, so if you flip the projector around, you'll find there's a little knob on the bottom here you can unscrew and pull out. Okay, so that will basically give the device a bit of a tilt, so when you've got the projector sitting on the desktop, you can get a little bit of clearance so that the screen is pointing up a little bit. Okay, so this projector here, based on how far away from the wall or the screen it is, will basically determine your picture size. So the picture size is anywhere from 30 inch up to 100 inch. Now obviously the closer it is to the screen, the more clear and bright the picture will be, and there will obviously be a smaller screen, so the larger the screen, the more brightness and contrast you'll sort of lose out. So try and determine what's best for your setup, but a nice middle ground is obviously preferred. Okay, so when you first turn the projector on, it might take about 3 to 5 minutes for the lamp to actually heat up and get to a good operating temperature, and that will give you the clearest, brightest picture once it's up to the full operating temperature. Okay, and again, for an optimal environment, you really want to be using any sort of projector in a dark room. So try and black out as many light sources as you can. Okay, and that's pretty much it. So along the front here, we've got our focus wheel. So based on how far away from the screen you are, you'll need to use this. So you'll be using this frequently because every time you move the projector, you will basically have to refocus it. So as you can see, when I'm turning this wheel, the picture's getting blurrier or sharper. So, you know, just use your eyes to determine what's the best sharpness for yourself. Okay, so mine looks good around there. Okay, and yep, so I was just showing this little knob earlier. So when you turn that, you'll see the picture tilt up or down. So this is handy for if you had the projector like very high up pointing down or very low pointing up. So that's really what the keystone is handy for. Okay, so on the remote here you'll find a couple of handy buttons. So this one here, flip, which is also the let me just go into the menu option, projection mode. Okay, so the flip button and the projection mode are basically the same. So when I press OK on that, you'll see the screen flip around. So you've got 4 modes. Now that's basically determined by the orientation the projector's in. So there's 4 ways you can have it. You can have it sitting on a desk like this, hanging upside down from a ceiling or whatever. You can have it behind the screen, and you can also have it behind the screen and upside down. Okay, so let me just flip this projector around. Okay, so as you can see now, the image has been flipped, but if I press that flip button, I can orientate it the correct way. So the projector is upside down at the moment, and I've managed to get the image around the correct way. So use that flip button based on how you've oriented the device, and yeah, you should be able to view it properly. Let me just flip it back around. Okay, so I've just plugged in a USB stick here on the side. So you've got all your sources here. So you've got 2 HDMIs, the VGA, the USB and the AV, as I was explaining earlier. Okay, so obviously the photos, music and movie options on this main screen here will access all the files on your USB device. So that's your media player. If you press the source button on the remote, you'll be able to see all your other sources. So you've got AV, your HDMIs, your VGAs and the DVD player. Okay, so just go ahead and fire up the DVD player. You'll see here. So there's your resolution there, 60 Hertz, 480p. So all DVDs are 480p or less. So okay, so you can see here we've just got a movie playing. I'm just going to go ahead and stop that and just go into the menu. So just press the menu button here. Okay, a lot of these buttons are pretty self-explanatory. Random, you know, if you're using files off a USB, use a random or shuffle function. It's good handy for listening to music. On-screen display, so that'll turn, you know, like the graphics off. So if you've got a menu or something up, you can press that. Okay, so let's just focus on the menu here. So in the picture mode, you can set this to user if you want to configure all your different options. Yeah, just go ahead and configure that to how you like to see it. The sound, again, pretty self-explanatory. Option, so on-screen display language. So those are your menu languages. And Bluetooth. So Bluetooth is the only Bluetooth functionality supported on this device has to do with sending the audio to another device. So say for example you had a speaker or a soundbar that accepted a Bluetooth signal in, you would set this Bluetooth signal to on, and then you'd search for the Bluetooth on your soundbar, and then when this device would come up, you connect it. After it's connected, all the sound from this device, the projector, will start coming out of whatever you've connected to, so your soundbar or your speaker. So now this is a really handy function because most projectors don't have great audio capabilities, you know, because the sound's got to come out of the speaker in here, and obviously depending on how far away this is from the people listening to it, especially when it's high up, the audio is not going to be great, you know, so it's going to be very tinny and far away. So casting that audio to another device that might be closer to you or might have better audio capabilities is a very handy function. So just keep that in mind. You know, you're no longer restricted to sending the audio just via the HDMI port or listening to it coming out of here. So if you've got a Bluetooth soundbar, I recommend connecting the sound up wirelessly. Okay, and restore factory default. So if you find that you're having any bugs in the software or something's not right, just try this restore factory default setting first. It'll restore the device to exactly like it was, all the settings like it was brand new out of the box. So if you've changed something and don't know how to change it back, use this. And yeah, it should hopefully also clear up any bugs that might have developed, you know, from leaving the device on too long or whatever, any issues that you have. Just try that first. So and info, finally, you know, if we've got any firmware update, you'll see the software version here. Yeah, pretty straightforward, that one. And that's pretty much it. You've got another little time functionality here. So you know, you probably don't want to leave your projector on all the time because, you know, the bulb inside these is a very high powered bulb, and it won't have like the life of, say, like a TV screen. You know, these bulbs, all projector bulbs burn out after a set amount of time, so replacing a projector bulb is quite commonplace. So as usual, guys, if you're watching this on YouTube, please like and subscribe, and check out our laser website, which is laserco.com.au. You can find other helpful videos there, along with any Q&A, FAQ, commonly asked questions. You can find spare parts, accessories. You can contact our support center via the website, and also check out any other products you may be interested in. So that's pretty much it, guys. Take care, and I'll catch you next time.